The moment this story exploded online, people froze, confused about whether they were witnessing a warning, a clapback, or Yandy finally breaking her silence in the most unexpected way possible. And that uncertainty pulled everyone straight into the chaos. Her black and white IG story, simple but loaded, appeared with only one cryptic sentence. God reveals truth in strange ways. Atoma emojis. No follow-up. No explanation. And somehow that silence spoke louder than any rant could have. Fans immediately sensed tension beneath the calm wording, and timelines lit up as everyone tried to decode what she meant. Was she calling Kirk out? Was she hinting that someone was lying? Or was she carefully letting the world know that she wasn't afraid of whatever story Kirk had stirred up? The timing made everything feel suspicious because Kirk had just thrown gasoline on the internet by hinting that Yandy had a past she never talked about. People instantly linked his comment to Yandy's cryptic post, treating her message like a spiritual clapback wrapped in mystery. What made it even more intense was that she vanished the story within minutes, almost as if she wanted only the quickest, sharpest eyes to catch it. That deletion made fans even more certain the quote wasn't random. Since Yandy wasn't the type to post dramatic lines without intention, and before the internet could take a breath, she dropped an old Love and Hip Hop clip where she stared straight into the camera and said, "People love to talk when they think no one will challenge them." No tagging, no naming, just a flashback with a tone heavy enough to split viewers right down the middle. Screenshots flooded every corner of social media. And fans kept comparing Kirk's remarks with Yandy's sudden activity like detectives trying to solve a case. Some insisted she was dragging him without dragging him. Others argued she was simply tired of people twisting narratives about her life. And every second the speculation grew, her quiet move fed the storm even more, shifting the entire conversation from confusion to confrontation, setting the stage for the chaos that would erupt next and pushing the tension directly into the next wave of reactions. The moment Yandy's IG story disappeared, the internet spun into a frenzy, turning a simple, cryptic post into a full-blown digital investigation, and the speed of it was almost unreal. Screenshots of the deleted story spread instantly as the entire fan base had collectively prepared for something dramatic to happen. Bloggers began posting side-by-side comparisons. Fan pages stitched timelines together, and Twitter threads multiplied within minutes, each with its own theory about what Yandy was really trying to say. The sudden deletion made the quote feel heavier, as though she had second-guessed revealing something she wasn't ready to spell out directly. And when she posted that old flashback clip right after, the internet treated it like Exhibit B in a growing case file. Conversations turned sharp. Some fans insisted her disappearing story was a warning shot aimed straight at Kirk, claiming she wanted him to know she saw everything he implied. Others believed she was venting, but didn't want to leave evidence that people could twist into something bigger. Comment sections split as supporters defended her, saying she was simply protecting her peace, while critics argued the quick delete made her look shaken by Kirk's insinuations. Threads piled up with people analyzing the exact timing how Kirk's remarks resurfaced, how her message dropped hours later, and how her post vanished almost as quickly as it appeared. Every detail became a clue, every deleted second a sign, and every repost a spark that pushed the conversation forward. The momentum built so fast that by the time fans finished arguing about the meaning behind the deletion, the story was already evolving, pulling attention toward what would erupt next and seamlessly sliding the drama into the next unfolding chapter. As the conversation heats up online, an old show clip unexpectedly resurfaces, pulling viewers straight back into a moment they thought was long buried. Suddenly, fans begin dissecting every second of that scene, insisting it now carries an entirely different meaning in light of Kirk's new allegations. The clip once brushed off as casual banter now looks tense, awkward and loaded with implications people didn't catch the first time. And just when the internet starts reaching a boiling point, a few bloggers dig up older interviews from both Yandy and Mendices. Interviews where their tone, their body language, And even their choice of words seems strangely suspicious in hindsight. People start connecting dots that might not even be real. But at this point, perception is louder than facts. Some fans say Yandy was over-explaining. Others claim Mendeses looked too nervous when certain topics came up. And before long, the resurfaced footage becomes the centerpiece of a much bigger narrative. Suddenly, viewers are arguing over whether those old clips were innocent moments or carefully disguised signals of long-running tension. Entire TikTok breakdowns start appearing with people slowing down frames, analyzing facial expressions, and pulling timestamps like amateur detectives trying to uncover a secret. And the worst part? No one involved says a word to clear anything up, so the silence becomes fuel. The resurfaced interviews and show moments start being clipped, stitched, remixed, and reposted across every platform, each version adding a new interpretation to the drama. Even long-term fans begin questioning what they thought they knew, wondering if these harmless old moments were warning signs hiding in plain sight. And as people keep digging, the vibe shifts from curiosity to suspicion, making this resurfaced clip feel less like nostalgia and more like a clue dropped years before anyone realized. With the resurfaced clips already causing chaos, the internet pivots to its favorite pastime overanalyzing motives, and the biggest question becomes, why did Kirk poke the pot in the first place? People start throwing out every theory imaginable, from petty jealousy to hidden grudges to strategic deflection. Some fans claim Kirk wanted attention. Others say he was trying to protect Rashida. And a handful even suggest he might be covering up something on his own end. Every angle gets explored, debated, exaggerated, and reinterpreted until the theories grow louder than the original allegation. But then things escalate even further when Yandy posts a random throwback, something completely unrelated. But at the worst possible time, the internet instantly labels it a response, even though it wasn't. Because timing is everything on social media. And right now, everyone is hungry for meaning. Suddenly, creators start arguing that the throwback wasn't random at all, insisting it was a subtle clapback, an indirect message, or even a coded warning. Kirk's post plus Yandy's timing becomes a full-blown conspiracy chart. People creating entire narratives about what might be happening behind the scenes. And because none of the main players are offering clarity, every theory gains traction. Some say Kirk wanted to expose something. Others think he wanted to provoke Mendes into reacting, while a few believe he's playing a longer game that no one fully understands yet. Meanwhile, Yandy's simple nostalgic post becomes a mystery piece everyone tries to decode. As if she hid an entire confession inside a filtered memory. Before long, the online conversation is less about the initial claim and more about intention, strategy, and the unseen moving parts behind every upload. And just like that, speculation transforms into storyline, making the drama feel bigger, deeper, and messier than ever before. As the drama keeps escalating, one thing becomes impossible to ignore: Mendes' absolute silence. No posts, no comments, no likes, nothing. And in the world of non-stop social media noise, silence is the loudest answer of all. Bloggers immediately jump on it, insisting he's protecting his peace, while others argue he's avoiding the conversation because addressing it would expose what's really going on. A few so-called insiders even pop up, claiming they know why he's staying quiet, dropping vague hints that only deepen the confusion. Meanwhile, fans begin dissecting the silence like it's a statement, saying Mendes is either planning a deliberate response or handling the matter behind closed doors. And just as the speculation reaches a new height, one blogger claims there was a protected confrontation, a private, off-camera moment where Mendes allegedly addressed Kirk directly. Nobody knows if it actually happened, but the rumor spreads fast, especially because it makes sense to people. If Mendes felt ambushed or disrespected, many believe he wouldn't explode online. He'd handle it in a controlled environment where he could speak without cameras, editing, or public pressure. The idea of a quiet, tense confrontation becomes its own storyline. Creators start reenacting how they think the meeting went, analyzing body language from old clips to prove their theories. Some fans insist Mendes is gathering information before speaking publicly, while others say he's not talking because the situation is more serious than anyone realizes. His silence becomes a blank canvas the entire internet begins painting on, turning what could have been a simple no comment into the biggest mystery of the week. And each passing hour without a response adds fuel, making people wonder what kind of storm is quietly brewing behind the scenes. With Mendes refusing to break the silence, fans start looking for signs anywhere they can find them. And that's when tiny breadcrumbs begin popping up. A random liked post here, an unliked post there. A repost that disappears within minutes. Nothing major, but just enough to ignite speculation. People start treating every tap, every view, every micro-interaction as a coded message. A shady TikTok about loyalty gets liked for 10 minutes, then unliked. And suddenly creators are stitching it saying, "Oh, he definitely meant that." A blogger posts a clip about betrayal. Yandy briefly views it, and now everyone thinks she's indirectly responding. The smallest movements start feeling intentional, because in a digital storm, even a pebble looks like an avalanche. Then comes the podcast moment, the one that really sets everyone off. A popular host makes a subtle joke about men who point fingers to distract from their own mess. And even though no names are mentioned, the internet instantly decides it's about Kirk. The shade gets clipped, reposted, and broken down frame by frame as if it's a hidden confession. Some fans claim the podcaster is close to the situation. Others insist it was planned PR, while a few say it was just a general comment blown out of proportion. But the timing makes it impossible to ignore. So now the storyline shifts again, from Mendes' silence to the tiny clues sprinkled across social platforms and the sneaky, indirect shade coming from people who may or may not be involved. And before long, those breadcrumbs start shaping the direction of the narrative more than any official statement could, turning subtle gestures into headline-level evidence and making the drama feel deeper with every passing hour. Just when the drama seems like it can't stretch any further, the internet gets hit with the one thing guaranteed to pour gasoline on everything: an alleged unfollow screenshot. Someone posts a blurry, half-cropped image claiming that Yandy and Mendes aren't following each other anymore. And even though the quality looks like it was taken with a calculator, the internet treats it like the holy grail. People start reposting it without checking if it's real, turning a single messy screenshot into a full-scale narrative. Some swear they checked right before it disappeared. Others insist it was edited, and a few claim certain fan pages were quietly discussing it hours earlier. The confusion becomes the story itself. Then things escalate again when a rumor begins spreading that a damaging comment was posted under one of Yandy's old pictures and deleted within minutes. No one has a clear screenshot, only cropped versions and reposted versions of reposts. But that's enough for TikTok detectives to build entire theories. Some say the comment was from Kirk. Others say it was from a burner account connected to someone on his team, while a handful claim it was Mendes himself testing the waters before pulling it down. The lack of proof doesn't slow anything down. Instead, it speeds everything up because rumors move faster than facts. Now the alleged unfollow plus the alleged deleted comment become a package deal, feeding into the bigger conversation and making fans believe something behind the scenes is spiraling faster than anyone expected. And suddenly, everyone online feels like they're watching the early signs of a fallout happening in real time. Even if the evidence is built on screenshots, no one can fully verify, as the unfollow rumors keep circulating. Creators start doing what the internet does best: pulling old clips and editing them into dramatic replays that reshape the storyline completely. Suddenly, moments from years ago are resurfacing, but not in their original form. They're slowed down, zoomed in, color-corrected, stitched together, and re-edited to highlight tension that no one noticed before. A casual side-eye becomes proof. A simple pause in a sentence becomes a hidden message. And within hours, these remixed clips start trending. each one pushing a slightly different narrative, but all pointing toward the same idea. Something was brewing long before Kirk opened his mouth. Then Rashida enters the conversation. Indirectly, but loudly. She doesn't address the drama head-on, she never does, but she posts a short, acute, polished video reminding people that some folks love twisting things when their own house isn't stable. No names, no tags, nothing direct, but the internet immediately interprets it as shade. Comment sections explode with people tagging Kirk, Yandy, and Mendez, dissecting every line of her message like it's a coded confession. Some argue Rashida's defending her husband. Others claim she's distancing herself from him, while a few insist she's calling out the bloggers, who keep dragging her into this mess. But the timing of her post, right? When the re-edited clips are taking over, the algorithm makes the entire thing feel intentional. Now Rashida's involvement becomes the next chapter, adding another layer to a storyline that keeps expanding even when no one is offering clear answers. And with her stepping in, even indirectly, the drama shifts again, leaving viewers wondering what's about to unravel next. Just when the storyline feels like it's already overflowing, the internet gets handed a brand new spark: an accidental Instagram live that lasts barely 15 seconds, but sends the entire timeline into detective mode. The clip shows nothing clear, just muffled voices, a tense tone, and what sounds like someone saying, "Nah, we'll talk later," shaky, abrupt, and ends the second someone realizes the camera is on. But that's enough to set off a fresh wave of speculation. Editors immediately start slowing it down, isolating audio, boosting volume, and zooming in on shadows in the background as if they're uncovering national secrets. Frame-by-frame breakdowns flood TikTok, each one claiming to reveal something different. A familiar voice, a slammed door, a frustrated sigh. And even though none of these breakdowns agree on one single detail, the internet latches onto all of them at once. But then the chaos jumps to another level when a supposed leaked voice note makes its way into the conversation. It's short, distorted, and definitely reposted too many times. But people swear it sounds like someone from the circle venting about messy timing and unnecessary extra pressure. Some insist the voice belongs to Kirk. Others say it's definitely Mendez, while a few claim it's someone completely unrelated. No one can verify anything, but that doesn't stop the clip from going viral. Now the accidental, live, plus the mysterious voice note combine into the newest branch of the story, a confusing mix of half-heard conversations and blurry audio that somehow feels more powerful than any official statement. And as people analyze every second, the storyline gains yet another layer of suspense, making everyone wonder what conversations are happening behind the scenes that the public hasn't been allowed to hear. While the accidental, live and voice note dominate the timeline, another angle begins surfacing: the involvement of producers. A few mid-tier bloggers start whispering that meetings have already taken place behind closed doors. Not for damage control, but for narrative direction, according to them. Producers want to know who's willing to speak on camera, who's refusing, and who might need their storyline adjusted. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. People believe it instantly because it fits the pattern of quiet chaos happening off-screen. Some fans argue producers are pressuring Mendez to break his silence, while others insist they're telling Kirk to tone things down because the backlash is hurting the brand. Then claims about a private sit-down emerge, a supposedly calm but extremely strategic meeting meant to get everyone on the same page before anything is filmed. No one knows when it happened or who was there, but the rumor spreads fast, especially when a few insiders mention that emotions were high but controlled. And just when the speculation reaches its peak, Yandy jumps on Instagram with a casual Q&A, answering soft questions about business, motherhood, and work, carefully avoiding every topic the internet wants her to address. But one line sticks out: silence isn't always avoidance. Sometimes it's protection. That single sentence becomes the headline across social media. Bloggers clip it, fans debate it, and creators fold it into their narratives as if it's a coded message confirming everything. Now the conversation shifts. Yet again, from accidental lives to behind-the-scenes maneuvering, making people believe this situation is much bigger than one messy allegation. And with producers allegedly stepping in, fans start bracing for whatever twist comes next. As all the rumors, clips, and subtle hints pile up, the fan base begins splitting into clear camps, each one convinced they've decoded the real truth. Some stand firmly with Yandy, arguing she's being unfairly dragged into mess she didn't create. Others defend Mendes, insisting his silence is a sign of maturity and not guilt. And then there's a third group siding with Kirk, claiming he wouldn't say something this bold unless he had receipts. These divides start showing up everywhere in comment sections, stitched videos, live stream debates, and even in fan pages that suddenly stop posting certain people altogether. And while the major posts are getting all the attention, it's the micro posts that really throw gasoline on the fire. A single emoji, a vague quote, a cryptic repost, nothing direct, nothing confirmed, but emotionally loaded enough for fans to assign meaning. Someone posts a broken heart emoji without context, and within minutes people are tagging all three names under it. A random quote about trust being earned, not given, gets reposted on a fan page. And suddenly, creators are analyzing whether it was aimed at the situation or completely unrelated. Even the absence of posts becomes its own storyline, with fans saying things like they usually post by now. Something is off. These tiny actions, or lack of them, turn into daily puzzles for the internet. Fans are reading between every line, interpreting silence as statements and timing as intention. And as each side digs deeper into their own interpretations, the tension across social platforms rises. Instead of calming down, the storyline keeps expanding, reshaping itself through the smallest fragments and feeding into a bigger question that no one has answered yet. What is actually happening behind the scenes? The tension feels heavier with each passing hour, as if everyone is waiting for an inevitable shift that hasn't arrived. After days of nonstop speculation, viral edits, cryptic posts, and shadowy rumors, everything suddenly slows down. Not a full stop, just a hush, like everyone involved has stepped back at the exact same moment. There are no new screenshots, no indirect quotes, no accidental lives. Even the bloggers who are pushing updates every hour start posting less. It's the kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful. It feels intentional, like the calm before something big. Fans immediately sense the shift. Comment sections start filling with people saying, "Why did everyone go quiet at the same time?" And okay, something is definitely happening behind closed doors. This quietness triggers its own wave of theories. Some say the teams involved finally stepped in and told everyone to cool off. Others argue a major announcement is coming. Maybe a statement, maybe an interview, maybe a storyline reveal. A few even insist this is the moment producers regroup and decide how much of the drama is going to make it to the screen. And because no one knows the real answer, the silence becomes louder than the drama itself. But one thing is clear: the situation isn't over. The storyline has too many layers, too many voices, and too many unanswered questions to simply fade out. Something new is brewing, and fans can feel it. So as the noise falls away, what remains is anticipation, a collective pause, a breath being held, everyone waiting for the next spark that will push the story into its next phase. And this is where the audience comes in. What do you think is really happening behind the scenes? Do you believe the silence means resolution or escalation? Drop your theories, perspectives, and predictions below, because this story is far from finished. And the next wave always starts with the conversations you bring.